We've done that. I haven't even got a fact. Have you got your Chuck Norris?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Is your phone on silent?
Chucky boy is chomping at the bit for his little, those little things.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello to you too.
Ow.
Keep them there, sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast that's about to become your brand new obsession.
Oh.
Flapping Gums with me, Ashley.
Oh, and me, Karl.
Yeah, sorry about last week.
Don't be. No one knows it was your fault.
Well, they do.
We're not pointing any fingers, are we, at you? No. Wasn't my fault. That's all I'm going to say. I did my bit to the fullest.
To the full potential.
I had a good little session last week, I think. Good.
Very good. I did mess about with the audio quite a bit.
Yeah, too much.
So what's on the agenda today? How do you go from intro
to outro?
No. To that?
Easy.
By doing this?
This is what this could be, isn't it? This could be classed as work today, couldn't it? So, on that subject of work, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do today. There you go. How about that?
Talk about work.
What is your first and worst and last and best and all sorts of in-betweens?
How long have we known each other?
Too long.
too long.
I'm ready to not know you anymore.
Too long teeth.
Yeah. They're getting bigger each year as well, I think. They still grow, don't they? I'm sure you weren't they weren't that big when I first met you. Did you go to Turkey to get them done, but just the front two? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Anyway.
How long have we known each other? 9 years?
Yes, I would say 8 or 9 years, yeah. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Been a while.
The longest I've ever had a friend, I think.
Oh.
Although we weren't friends in the beginning, were we? Knew each other, that was it.
9 years.
9 years working not together. Working in the same building for a little bit, didn't we? And then we kind of worked together afterwards. So it's 7 working together in total. Didn't speak to the first 2.
First tooth.
Yeah.
Did see them teeth first? Well, that's the first thing you saw.
So anyway, speak of firsts.
Anyway.
First jobs. Let's go. What was your first job?
I was going to say, how long have we known each other? Because I'm pretty sure we would have talked about everything on this podcast before. Because I think we had the same first job. I was
No, we definitely didn't.
What? I thought we did. Oh.
No. We've worked in similar places, like, along the years, that not known each other. But
No.
Go on.
Because my first job was a kitchen porter.
Oh, I've done that. Not my
okay.
first.
First job was
Depends what you count as your first job. Because I'm going back to, school days, basically. Milk round, paper boy, done all that.
Well, I tried to become a paper boy, so those of you who don't know, well, let's rewind.
Not many people know this.
Let's rewind. I grew up a slight young lad. I've soon put a bit of timber on.
It's over the last 7 years, actually, isn't it? Weirdly, that.
So, those of you who do actually currently know me might not know what I was growing up, which I was quite a slight gentleman, fellow.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want a paper round. I obviously wanted to make money, my own money, whatever. So I wanted a paper round and went, and they said that I couldn't even carry the bag.
Not even strong enough to carry the bag.
Would you be okay? And I think I've been quite strong, like even as a slight fellow. And I says, can I get a job as a paper round about local news agents at Cramlington Manor Walks? It was the Mall, as we called it.
Mm-hmm.
Went there. I don't think the news agents is there anymore. And he just went, I don't think you'll be able to carry the bag, mate.
Just not even tried yet.
No, he says, do you want to try it? And it was huge. It was massive. But I put it on, I was like, oh, yeah, that's... And he went, nah, I don't think you'll be able to. Was it
a Sunday when you had your first shift? Because Sundays were horrible.
Yeah.
I had to do mine in 2 sessions on a Sunday. It was
I never got it.
Right.
I never managed it.
You haven't done very well with jobs, have you, really? No. We'll get into that in a minute.
So I couldn't even get that first job. When was that? 14, maybe 14, 15, do you reckon? Maybe.
I think that was about, yeah, it would have been about 40. I think you had to be a certain age before you could do it.
Yeah.
I remember that from where I was, but yeah, I did mine, on my little bike. Sometimes when I walked, my dad took me in his car, my stepdad. Yeah, that's how I started it. Because the guy who showed me the round took me around in his car the first time ever.
Right.
That was weird, just getting in a strange guy's car. Yeah, I'll take you around, let's go. And he go, where am I going with this weird man? But yeah, so he would do one, I'd do the other, and we'd just, we'd get the whole pit around done. I thought, well, this is easy. If this is how it is, it's easy. Get me a car, you come with me, it'll be no problem. Then I got my bike. It was a bit more difficult so it was all right in the mornings, like first going to do the round because everything was downhill.
Yeah.
And then you finish around at the bottom and you go, now I've got to drive, walk or ride your bike all the way home, which was up a slight hill the entire time. But like now, when I ride home from work now, it's like it's a slight incline all the way. That's why I don't like riding my bike. So yeah, I did that, and I did a milk round as well. As I got older, I was 16, 15, 16, round about, yeah. And that was even worse because it was good, but it was that was an early start. No wonder I didn't finish school because I was up doing a milk round before school, and I was too tired for school by the time.
You did that with the actual milkman sort of thing,
yeah. And I think they're both two things now that probably aren't going around as much. I don't know anyone. I mean, do people still do pit arounds? Is it still a thing?
Don't know.
Dangerous now, isn't it? Dangerous job. I know when I was working somewhere that you worked, which we'll get into as a later job, the pitter boys there were getting paid like 3 times what I was. I was like, how's like £10 per round they did? I think I got 1. I think I got what they got a day. I was getting per week for doing my pit around at the time. When I look back and I'm like, wow, how much was I getting ripped off? Obviously prices were different back then, so yeah. They're my first 2. I think about 30. What? Not loads, but about 30. Depended as well, look, because some of them, sometimes you had loads in one street and then you would go to one street, you'd have 1. Yeah. But then, like I say, the Sundays were horrendous because all the newspapers.
Did you have to do that?
They were double or tripled over. I didn't on that one, no.
Right.
Didn't have to do that. They were already done and ready for us. Yeah. But you'd go from having like a pile of 30, which is, you can fit your hand around, to a pile of 30, which you had to. You need a truck to carry them, basically, with all the extra bits. It was things like the Times and, even the Express was the same thing, wasn't it? It was just loads of crap in them, and they were massive. And I had to split that one into 2, so I had to do halfway, go back to the shop, get the second half. So I didn't like that one. I didn't have my bike because I was walking doing it, and you go, this is shit. And those are the days you want to give up. Or those are the ones where you ring in and go, I'm not very well. Can I can't do it today. Get your man to ring them up at 5 a.m. He's not going to be in.
I didn't have you down as a. I didn't have you. Definitely didn't have you as a milkman.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was all right. Lovely in the summer, brilliant because nice and light. The sun's out. You're drinking a pint of milk because you're running around. Occasionally, you might steal the odd orange juice. Yeah, I love that. In the winter, it was terrible though. Obviously, you're literally jumping out the back of a van as it's moving sometimes as well, which is pretty cool once you get the hang of it. Yeah. First couple of times you nearly fall over and die with the bottles of milk, actual glass bottles. Yeah. I let to carry them between my fingers as well. So I had 3, 4 at one time. I could carry 4 bottles or 4 pints of milk in one hand, with the neck of the bottle in between my fingers. That was always a goal of mine. Going, let's do that. I want to be able to do that like my mate could. So I ended up getting able to do it. Isn't that pathetic?
Yogurts, creams, eggs.
Never did that. I think they came into things later on when milk was actually going out of fashion. Or how can we? They needed more stuff to deliver. Yeah.
Milkshakes.
I sometimes did shake them. Yeah.
Those of you who are watching, that was a joke. Anyway, Esplanade Hotel in Whitley Bay. I think we can name them because I don't think it's there anymore.
I think everywhere I've worked now closed down or
been taken over by someone else. That was my first actual paid gig.
Yeah,
another thing that I couldn't even get a job of was in Cramlington, because that's where we were. Rang up, Indian restaurant. Do you want a pot washer?
Yeah,
or anything. I went, rang them up. I'm looking for a job. They went, oh yeah. It's like, fantastic. Yellow Pages, honestly, Yellow Pages, opened it, like Cramlington. I knew where the local ones were, like local takeaways or whatever, or restaurants. First one, rang them up. I'm looking for a job. Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Hit gold.
Yeah.
Right, can I come in? Oh, yeah. What time? 6?
Now, yeah.
And he went, oh, for how many? I went, pardon? He went, how many do you want the table for? I was like, no, sorry, I'm looking for a job. He went, oh, we haven't got any.
So you taught yourself out with that one as well.
So like wow. So I wish I knew then that, well, I didn't know then, but I wish I'd carried on knowing that jobs were quite hard to come by.
Yeah, stay the pot washer for the rest of your life, just in case you didn't get another job.
So kitchen porter.
I've done that, did those. I did that when I moved down to Basingstoke with my dad for that. Yeah. That was my kind of first adult job in a pub in that.
I think it was.
Washing dishes.
Did you have to be? No. I think I was 16, something like
that.
Yeah,
I was when I went down there. So I only got that job because he worked there. So he was a chef in this big pub thing, and it was like, just took him in. Free food because my dad worked there, so it was all right. I was quite happy with that. It was good. Couldn't get sacked. Well, I could, but I didn't. I really enjoyed that one, actually, to be fair. That was probably one of my better ones because it was like, it wasn't really stressful. It wasn't a hassle. You got paid your money at the end of the week and it was your money. You didn't have any bills to pay. And I lost most of mine in a fruit machine, I'll be honest with you. That was when I first realised I might have a gambling addiction to those machines because there was one in particular. You'd get paid at the end of the week and I would go straight.
In a little brown envelope.
Pound coins, yeah. Get change over pound coins in the machine. Yes, I shouldn't have been playing because I wasn't 18, but my dad was with me, so I was supervised. And I would just literally, I think I spent £100 one night and went, okay, that's what am I going to do now for the rest of the week? I've got no money. And I lost it all a couple of times I did that. That was stupid. So then I stopped gambling. I was like, wow, I'm not going to do that because it's not worth it. So don't do drugs, kids, if you're listening.
Or gamble.
I
went gambling once with my granddad who liked the horses.
Yeah.
The GGs. And he did like whatever it was, and I'm naive, about 20 odd, but still naive. And he's writing it down like blah blah each way. And I put 40 quid. Win.
Yeah.
And put it in. I was like, I've got my ticket, like loving it. Little bonding moment. Loving it. Did you put each way? No, to win. I went, oh, you idiot, you should that. And just for about a month, are you looking all right? Yeah, have you lost £40? Nice. Have you lost weight? You've lost £5, haven't you? I was like, yeah. So, but
I never understood that each way thing, and it took me a while.
Yeah. So that was my first and last as well.
Yeah, it's not for you. Not good, is it?
But the first wage packet as well, when you're growing up and you ask mums, stepdads, dads, whatever, family members, can you get us this? Can you get? Oh, no, not just yet, or whatever. You think, as soon as I get money, I'm going to buy things.
Everything I ever want,
And then you get your first wage and you go, actually, because I think I got dropped off on my first, and it was like, get the bus back or get the bus back. Sod the bus, I'm going to taxi. First wage. I
can afford that.
First wage. Actually, if I get a taxi, I'll end up with a £5 for the rest of the week.
It's a big. You're a millionaire for like a day, aren't you? And go, yes, I got loads of money to spend on what I want. Nothing for the rest of the week. That's how I did mine on the weekend. So all my money would go on a weekend. You go, well, that's all right, it's good. I'll just do it again next week. Get it all again.
Which is all right because it
is when you've got no bills to pay. But it's when you get an adult and you still haven't learned to get around that. You haven't learned to save money.
But now you have got.
bills. And you go, now I've got no money for my bills. But I had a pizza, so it's fine. That'll keep us. I'll live in the box. Yeah. So that was one of my first ones as well. Yeah, we've been similar, haven't we?
Would you say
security
that's
guard wasn't? No.
Oh, is it all security guard?
I did security guard as well when I came back up here. So you had to be 18 for that.
How old? Yeah, so how old?
That was one of my first jobs back up in the northeast. I would have been 18.
Really?
Don't know how much I was getting paid per hour back when I was 18.
Yeah,
so for the security, this is working overnight as well, right? You're talking from what time? Because it's mainly building sites, things like that. And you get there for around about 7 o'clock, 12 hour shifts, I think it was. Yeah. So either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. and you got off the site till 6 or 7 the next morning when everyone sort of kind of came back on. I think I was on £2.30 an hour. And I worked it out. I was like, what if I do 90 hours a week? I'll get 180 quid, and I thought that was brilliant.
It's ridiculous. Like that.
Yeah. I slept most of them. I wasn't a very good security guard, to be honest. Don't know. I think there was ones. If you live near us, you'll know where the Wills factory is on the Coast Road. Or you might not.
If you do live, you might not know.
Used to be a cigarette factory. That's what it was. They make cigarettes there. They turned that into apartments.
Oh, actually, I think I do. But right at the top of the Coast Road.
Yeah.
Next to the bridges.
You've got that little bridge
right
just through there, yeah. So before you get to the corner house and things like that. But yeah. So on there, did security on there for a bit. I was terrible because at least 3 separate occasions there was
a break-in.
So they'd put pretty much, yeah. But what they did was they cemented the floors, so then obviously it's wet overnight, isn't it? So you've got this, about 3-4 inches of concrete to set. At least 3 occasions there was footprints all through that from someone during the night who'd gone in and run through it just to, they either didn't know that it was wet or they were just doing it on purpose. Not 3 nights in a row, but you just think, that's kind of on me, isn't it? Because I didn't catch them. Yeah. And I was by myself a lot of the time. And you go, what am I going to do? It's an 18-year-old kid. Yeah. And there's people, trying to break in.
All the way your footprints trying to chase after someone.
I would have fell over in it and just been stuck there forever. So yeah, I was not a very good security guard.
Good job you're in. Morning. Have you been here all night?
£2 odd an hour. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah,
what was that?
People complain now about minimum wage. There was none then. It was just whatever they were offering.
Yeah.
That was the thing. There was no, it has to be at least this much.
Today it's... Yeah, sorry about that. You on
7 times that today nearly, I think it is now. £14 an hour nearly.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
14, but it's like from 18 till 22 or something, is it?
Do we even make that?
No. So that wouldn't have been your worst one, though, would it? Or
that was one of the worst. Yeah, I would pretty much put that at the bottom because it was horrible.
Boring, or?
That as well. Yeah, you're alone. You're by yourself a lot.
Scared?
Overnight. Very scary.
Really?
I was a little bit. Well, not when I'm sitting in the hut asleep. I'm not scared. But walking around it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just derelict building site, and you go, well, I could die. Yeah, and no one would know until the morning, would they? So how would they know? You had to check in every hour with the office, but so you missed that, and didn't. Radio wasn't working, so it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, so that wasn't a very good one. I'd probably say that was my worst. I hated that job.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was your best?
Are any jobs good?
I can name a best.
I'll do a few more. Not the job itself, but because of the people that were there and things like that. So, not even now. It's not even Not what I do now isn't on that list. Burger King I used to work for when I worked there.
Another food place.
Yeah. I've worked in loads.
Free food?
Restaurants and, things like that. Yeah, pretty much. But the friends group that you make there it was just a different level of friendship. You know what I mean? I don't know, it was weird. You did everything because you people going about family and all that. Yeah. I think that kind of place, you're friends with everyone, you work with them all, and you're young and you go out together anyway. That becomes your kind of family
group. How old are you
group.
at this point?
That would have been, was I 16? I was at my dad's, so yeah. That was after the pot washing one, so I did the pot washing thing in the pub. Which again, you found, I think those type of places, people kind of stick together a bit and you can, they have a drink after work together and they go out. So those were pretty good jobs. They were both down in Basingstoke, to be fair. Happiest times of my lives, weren't even here. I had rubbish jobs up here. I couldn't find anything decent. A lot of my jobs back up here have been night shift. I was working in Morrison's, I did that as well. Overnight.
Free food?
No. Only if you stole it, which I did not.
So, went from Esplanade Hotel, what was that? Oh yeah, kitchen porter to Mills Newsagents, and was there for 10 years.
Really?
And then from Mills Newsagents to, I left. I can't even remember what I did. Can't remember. And then went back because I thought actually I miss newsagents, what's that called? Shop work.
Yeah.
And then went to One Stop, which is what
they took over, didn't they?
Yeah, which is what they sold them to. Mm-hmm. And then was quite high, or was going to be quite high up, manager sort of thing. And then they moved the goalposts sort of thing. So anyone could become a manager, as you can tell.
Is that why you went for it? Yeah.
As you can tell. But then it was just like I didn't have a manager position. I was caretaker manager a couple of times.
Right.
Well, when can I become a manager? Oh, well, not yet. Let's have a look. Right, no bother. Probably about 6 months down the line. Any news on this manager?
Still no further forward.
Well, you need now a manager sort of course.
Right.
Well, you didn't before, but if that's what you... Yeah, that's fine. And 6 months down the line, any news on this manager course? Well, so this went on for years.
Right.
And...
you're very patient. I wouldn't have lasted. Yeah. I've walked out of a lot of jobs as well. But
well, this was this. So I thought, well... And I knew the timings because my son was born in April. And I said to the guy, right, this is... And so, area manager. And I was caretaker manager because my area manager was up in Scotland being... Like learning the... Sorry, my manager was up in Scotland learning to be an area manager.
Right.
So I was overseeing that store. It was in Meadowell.
Lovely area. Not saying nothing wrong with it, but...
Well, it was actually a really nice shop. And the area manager came in and we was, staff appraisals. How well have you been doing? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I did all of our staff's appraisals.
Right.
No one did mine because didn't have a manager.
Yeah, no one did it.
And he came in, right, any news on this manager course? You can't go on it yet because you haven't been appraised. Agreed.
So you didn't do your own appraisal, so you got punished for it.
Well, I can't do it because Keith is in Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see about putting on you the next one. So, my son was born in April, and that was then. And I thought, if they don't do it in September, my birthday, I just picked that. That's a couple of months away.
Yeah.
If they don't give me just a bit of concrete evidence of you are going to be put on this, or we'll look at you putting you on in the next however months.
Yeah.
I went, if they don't do that, then I'm gone.
Yeah.
And they didn't, so I went.
Did you just walk out, though?
I can't remember. I think I did.
You tell them to shove it up their arse. I literally did that with one of mine. Yeah. One or two. I've done it. I've walked out with a few. I'm not can't do this anymore. I'm done. Yeah. I've had enough. I'm not putting up with whatever it was. Yeah. The one that sticks out because it was timings and everything of it were horrible.
Oh, right.
For my family, really, it was like one of them where you go, "This is going to screw everything up," but I'm not going to do this anymore.
Can't do it.
My wife at the time was pregnant with my first child. She had a rough time during the pregnancy, and there was this one time she kind of rang us and she had to go to the hospital for something. And the manager at the time, or line manager, whatever you called them, said I couldn't go. And he went, because he goes, I'm not. Well, there's nothing really you can do. You don't need to. You don't need to because there's nothing you can do. I went anyway. I went when I'm gonna go, and you can do what you want after that.
Yeah.
So I did go, and when I came back in a couple of days later, because due for my next shift, I got pulled in to the office and got given a final written or final verbal warning from them for it. And I was like, I explained the situation to these higher up managers, and they were like, "Yeah, that's procedure or policy or whatever." Yeah. And I just went, "Okay." I said, "Well, if you give me that now, I guarantee you I'm going to walk back out on that floor, take my stuff, and I'm going to leave right now." And I couldn't care less. And they went, "Well, so are you going to sign this thing?" And I went, "No, I'm not. Of course I'm not going to sign it because I don't agree with it." So I handed them back the thing, and I left that room, went back to my line manager, who was a different person at this time anyway. Right. I don't know what happened. I think it was a temporary one that was on that day for some reason anyway. But this is a woman, and she said the same thing. She was like, "Look, I understand, such blah, blah, blah." I went, "Do you know what? Fuck a lot of yous, because I'm just not doing it." Sorry for the coarse language, everyone. Warning.
Throughout the course of this podcast.
So I was like, "Screw you, I'm done." Really? I took my stuff and I literally walked out the building with it. Not that I had much, but then I'm walking home, ringing my wife, going, "Right, this is what's happened, but don't worry, I'll sort something out." And I had to ring her and go, "Look, I've walked out because of this, blah, blah, blah." And everyone else had agreed with me and went, yeah, I would have done the same thing, because how can they give you a warning for something when it's like as important as that? Your wife's in hospital, possible problem with, what pregnancy, whatever, and you're told, nah, you don't need to go.
You can't do anything.
I do, because I need to be there for her.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I hadn't bothered because we're not together, but that's by the by. So yeah, I walked out of that one, and then I went.
Did you get something?
Literally 2 or 3 days later, Wetherspoons in Whitley Bay it was, fire station.
Yeah.
That was also a really good job. I liked that one a lot. Just behind the bar. Worked my way up to supervisor level.
Mm-hmm. That's how
occasional doorman, because sometimes you had to do that. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst parts of it.
Yeah.
Dealing with people at the end of the night when there's no doorman around, because it's, for some reason, after New Year, up until Easter, they think, we don't need any doorman. Why? There's still people coming in, getting drunk and kicking off. So that's when we had to deal with them as staff and just usher them outside. Yeah. That was not fun. That was quite scary sometimes. Yeah. There was one in particular incident. It was, you know how you'll know because you know Whitley Bay. Sometimes they have the bikers go around and they're all riding through the streets from parade things that come on, but they're all genuine bikers.
Yeah.
There was this one big group of them in the pub, no problem, all day, absolutely brilliant, nicest people I've ever met. They're fantastic. On their way out at about 9 o'clock at night, obviously they all had quite a lot to drink.
Couple of sherbets.
Some other people said something on their way out to them, and then that just, it was like a bonfire. You just go, woof, the whole room just went, wow. And then you just think, shit. There's no doorman.
Yeah. We
have to deal with this. So there was me, the South African guy, and I can't remember her name now, but whoever the manager was at the time, she was tiny. She was about 4 foot. But honestly, you wouldn't mess with her anyway.
Yeah.
And it was a case of we all had to go get in the middle of these two groups of people. In the end, it was just just thinking, I'm in the middle going, I'm going to die. Right. I'm going to die, because it was that big a crowd of them. Yeah. Just, what are we going to do? How are we going to get all these people out of here? And the same with the guy. He was like, I don't know, but we've got to stop them from fighting. Yeah. Get them outside. They can do what they want. Then, and it was, you just think.
And did they?
Eventually, it took about 10 minutes of. This little woman screaming at them all, telling them all to get out and do this. And somehow they listened to her more than obviously two blokes, and they go, "Well, thank God she's here, because she's." Without her, I think we would have just got crushed and trampled by.
You probably would have got beaten
underneath. Without a doubt, I was scared. Really, one of the scariest nights I've ever had in there was that. They left, and then the guys that were inside, who weren't the bikers, so the bikers went outside. The ones that were inside went, do we have to go outside because they're out there and they're gonna? I was like, yeah, that's your problem now. You started it. You have to go finish that, because it's nothing to do with us. So they were easier to get out than the bike. To be fair, the bikers again, they weren't the issue. Someone did something to them. They reacted to it.
Yeah.
They were all right once they were outside. We told them to go. They had to leave. They got sorted out outside. They all just went, all right, let's sort it out outside. And we'll go. But, scariest kind of 5-10 minutes of my life was in the middle of the whole lot, thinking I was going to die.
Is that the night of the worst Whitley Bay riots for the last 100 years?
Might have been. Could have been.
And
I was in the middle of it.
Get outside now.
Nearly crying. And there's some woman going around everyone's feet. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? And just picking up packets of tobacco.
Right.
Packets. They fell out of someone's thingy, and there's about 10 of them on the floor, and I'm going, I don't know what's going on here, and I don't want to, but it's not. Please leave. Don't mess with the bikers. They're comfy in a big group.
Is that why you like Sons of Anarchy?
I love it. Just watching it today, actually. I've started rewatching it again. Yeah. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
After that day, I wanted to be one.
The best job I've had, discounting or not counting the ones we currently have, of course. Something's quite rewarding about this one.
It is.
But the best one still is the factory one, and I did that a few years ago. And it was the...
Oh yeah, tell everyone... Can't wait for this. Tell everyone what happened with that one.
I'll tell them later. But that was... it's just one of them jobs where... Because now we work for ourselves.
Yes.
Now. And there's a lot on your plate, and there's a lot of messages. You can... Basically around 24/7.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You can never really put your phone down and turn it off and go, that's me done for the day.
But for this one, I was on dispatch, so I was packing things up to leave, and the factory itself was quote unquote just, so there weren't like big heavy machinery like making like big heavy machinery or whatever. We were doing like wedding invitations, leaflets, business cards, paperwork sort of thing. And yeah, so I was on dispatch just piling things up, papering it up, boxing it up and shipping it out.
Yeah.
And once you kind of get the system of all these different jobs go where, what comes in, stuff like that. Once you've got that sorted out, you can kind of plug yourself in, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
I think I listened to all of Stephen Fry's audiobooks, all of his diaries and stuff. So, and loads of stand-up and just loads of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Just listen to that. And that was just permanent night shifts as well. And as soon as you're finished on the walk home or later on in the car, you just forget about it.
You leave. You've done your job.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
go.
You've done
you forget about it, and you come back the next day and you pick up where someone else has left off.
Yeah.
And it was just, I loved it.
No stress.
Yeah. No stress.
Just left to get on with your job.
Stress. Yeah. And it's again one of them jobs that if you let all the managers sort everything out, and as long as you did everything black and white, there's no issue.
There's no hassle.
Yeah. There's no. Can you do this?
So it should have been a job for life for you, shouldn't it? Really.
However.
Tell me what happened. Go on.
That was a second job, which I got made redundant from. So I got made redundant from 2 jobs within 18 months.
Yeah. And I hear this at least once a month.
When I'm doing another podcast.
From him.
So I was in Exercise for Less, another gym. I was like, oh yeah. And I wanted to... There was a bit of bitchiness and backstabbing going on there. So it was a bit of
rough. They had a rough time, didn't we? Back then, it was a bit of a dodgy patch.
Forget about it.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave. I'm going to take myself away from the situation and do something bigger and better and whatever. And I did. Actually, that was my best job. What you've previously listened to, not Exercise for Less, the factory.
Yeah.
I went from Exercise for Less to my worst job ever. So I went from that, and I went. Removed my situation, removed myself, and went into call centre.
Yeah.
And it's the worst job ever.
That was the same for me. That was what mine was. My shift was 4 till midnight. It was, orange at the time. It's now EE. It's probably better now. Hopefully it will be.
Yeah.
That's the one I walked out of was for that.
Was that?
That was why it was one of the worst ones. Yeah. 4 till midnight shift was terrible.
Yeah.
So
and I do believe... Now, anyway, looking back, I do believe that things happen for a reason, or you kind of, things happen for a reason. I honestly do believe, and I believe that the universe, whatever you put in to the universe, you get out and things like that. And I'm saying that because every single time I could ring my partner Faye up, whether I was on a break, whether I was going to the toilet, whether I was on lunch, I'd ring up and go, I hate this job.
Yeah.
I cannot stand this job.
It's horrible. When you've got that feeling of dread as well.
Every single time to go there, I couldn't just wait to come off that floor, sort of thing, the call centre floor. I did all right in it, but I just hated it. And just ring up, I hate this job. I'm going to look for something else when I can. Lo and behold, 2 months later, I got made redundant. That is one of the first... I've had 3 calls like this. That was one of them where they said everything's going to be fine. There was a bit of a kerfuffle in the floor on the call centre floor. You're looking
what's going on?
All these big wigs and a bit of fun, bit of excitement actually.
What's happening?
And on a Thursday night, because I was meant to have the Friday off, which I did. Meant to have the Friday off and then come back on the Monday. But it was like, am I all right? Like have tomorrow off? Yeah. So I was looking over, a bit of excitement. Anyway, and then the manager rang on the Friday. I was like, hello? He says, that thing yesterday. Yeah, don't come back on Monday because everyone's shut. We're shutting now.
We're done.
So I've had 3 calls where they've rang up and I've been on like the day off. I should be working on a day off. yeah, don't come back. And none of them have been my fault. I'm just like,
they haven't been sacked. It's
what's happened?
You've ruined the company from within somehow.
So that was Utilita. We'll name drop them because
name and shame.
They rebranded Metro Radio Arena up in the Northeast to Utilita Arena, which I still think is
still got that name somehow, which I don't understand.
Yeah. And then shut the Newcastle Utilita office down.
Yeah,
I was like, well, that's
Is that still a company going, or was it just certain? Was it certain branches they were shutting?
Yeah,
so you were just in one of the branches that closed, right? Fair enough.
It was all right. Again, the people were nice and things like that.
Because you have your little. Nice. We did Orange. We had little desks. Yeah. That was your team. That was where.
Sort of thing,
you go for lunch. This section goes now. This section. Yeah. It's like being at school, wasn't it? Yeah. Your table. Oh, you're allowed now. Your year group can go for a walk around now or play outside. Yeah.
But apart from that, apart from the people, it was
the job itself wasn't very good.
The job itself I hated, and
so mundane, isn't it?
I got made redundant, and then after about 6 months, maybe I don't know, and again, people who don't work people who don't want to work.
Yeah,
I just think because being off work it's just so depressing.
It's horrible, isn't it? It's all right when you're at work, and you have a week or two off.
Yeah, a week or two off. It's just like
have a break. That's fine.
Go back to work. Yeah. You need to get paid, sort of thing. But if you're on it for 3, 4 to 6 months, it's like, just get me a job.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate not being at work. So, and then I got the job as on that factory. So I went from the worst job to one of the best jobs. And just loved it. I thought I was, going to be there forever, sort of thing. Honestly, really loved it. Loved the team, loved the job.
Yeah.
And then the dreaded C happened. COVID-19 got a lot to answer for. Life intervened.
Turned out all right for us, didn't it?
It did in the end.
In the end, it's come good.
It was one of them that you think everything happens for a reason. Well, does it? Because when you're like, honestly, whether it was depression set in or whatever, but whether it was that or you just think there's no way. I've been made redundant, had a bit of time off work, really good job, and I was furloughed, and it wasn't kind of like last in first out, they said, but I don't know, but I got furloughed, and I thought, well, actually that's quite cool. COVID, a bit of time off work,
paid for doing nothing,
and then that dreaded phone call again. We're gonna have to let you go.
And
I knew it was coming
for me. I was at Exercise for Less still.
Yeah.
But in the January before everywhere shut, I was convinced into it, talked into it by the manager there to go self-employed. Because they had a thing where it was you're either like an employed PT, but they wanted to push you to self-employed eventually kind of thing. And I had a good little following there, had a good group, I had my one-to-ones, so we sat down with this manager, worked it out, and she went, well, blah, 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 you'd be no worse off, you'd probably be better off because you're not, because I was hitting my targets, things like getting bonuses, so all the money that was coming in was going to Exercise for Less, and then I got paid a standard wage, plus a bonus if you hit a certain target, let's say. I was hitting that quite regular. And she went, well, all that would be your money instead, because those clients would be yours still. You'd get their money instead of the gym, because you'd be self-employed. Yeah. And I looked at that and went, okay, let's just do it. Yeah. And then a month later, I think it was, or 6 weeks later, maybe it was the end of January, and it was the March, wasn't it? So you were talking about 4 to 6 weeks later. Yeah. Oh, everywhere's shut. We're all out of work. But those that stayed employed
got furloughed.
Obviously got furloughed. They got money from Exercise for That still, because there's one or two of the PTs that didn't want to quite make that jump to self-employment yet. I think they knew what was happening. I just had, and I remember being in B&Q and honestly fighting back tears and fighting back crying, going, I've just gone self-employed. Now what do I do? Because I'm not getting any money. Yeah. Where do I go from here? So I had to sign on, do all that, and but again, it's come good for us, hadn't it, in the end? Because then we got our heads together. Yeah. It was during COVID we decided that, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I got made redundant from the factory, basically. And again, another couple of unsuccessful jobs. One of them was commission only.
Yeah.
Just it again, which I said to this guy at the time, because he says, funny stories about it, actually. This guy went, "What do you think about this job?" I went, "Seriously, for you, amazing, absolutely amazing, because you've got no bills.
Yeah,
your family pay for your car, your family pay for your phone, or whatever. You've got a roof over your head. Your family pay for your food.
You've got no one dependent on you bringing money.
Commission only, and this kind of job is amazing to get someone out there and like talking and like communicating with people, and just get people out there, conversing. For me, who doesn't have all that, who has to pay bills, I can't, because I'm no good at selling. No good at selling, or at least wasn't at that particular job.
Yeah,
and it was, this job was where it was so funny. It's not, but it is, where you convene in a big room, a group of you, the staff convene in this big office, and do like high fives and stuff, and you'd absolutely hate it.
Is that the whole kind of, what is it, team bonding and all that?
High fives and a bit of role play, and let's see what we're going to do today. Well, it's probably the same as what we did yesterday, really, because it's the same job.
We used to do similar to that with EE again. That's why that was again one of the worst ones. That was part of your interview. You had to do that, and I'm like, I don't even know these people. Why am I going to make a tit of myself in front of them?
But this particular day, and this is the day I left, there was this American there, big tall American, black, like slicked back hair, big handsome guy. He was really, really good guy by all accounts. And it was kind of the same sort of thing, and they came over and was just like, "Hey guys, blah blah." And then I got partnered with him. I can't remember where we went. I wish I did, but I can't remember. So I got partnered with him, and we got the train somewhere, and we was trying to sell energy, like gas and electric, trying to get people.
Probably one of the worst things to be selling.
Trying to get people to switch to us. Honestly, I wish I did, but it was we was in a high street, and it was raining. Welcome to England, pal. Yeah. And it was raining, and the high street, if I could possibly say even a half a mile long, and it was dead.
Yeah.
All day.
And that's your day, just outside going.
Just all day, dead. Not a soul around. If there was, they didn't want to get stopped.
Yeah.
And trying to hide under cover, and then you get chased off by the shop. Can you not do it under here, please?
Yeah, leave it alone, because they're not coming at the shop. No.
It's just like, and this American guy has got his coat up around his mouth, up past his mouth, around his nose, shivering cold. And I'm thinking, this is a far cry from you in the office.
Yeah. Now you know what it's like for us on the ground, kind of thing. Yeah.
Now you're not jumping around going, "Oh, let's do that role play one more time." Because it was, how are you going to do on the floor? Yeah. Let's go, let's do this, guys. Yeah. Nah, welcome to the real world sort of thing. Welcome.
They don't realise that, do they? Those at the top, I think.
And I was just like, this is that. It wasn't, because I'd kind of decided I'm done now.
Yeah.
But I looked at this guy thinking, this is actually quite funny, because now you know that I'm not, taking a mick of you or whatever.
Sometimes where you are, depends on what you can tell. Obviously, the people around,
But it was quite funny, that image of him walking up, absolutely soaking wet.
Yeah,
the rain's probably stopped by now, but he's absolutely drenched, like a drowned rat.
He's
walking up, hair all messed now, and just like,
and he can't say to you, this is shit. Isn't it?
And he can't go. Do you want to go? Because it's only like 12 o'clock. We've got another 4 hours yet. It is quite a good job. Commission only, again, if you're young and if you've got no ties and this. But if you have, and you got mouths to feed and bills to pay and stuff.
You need that income, don't you?
But again, that was my fault, because I couldn't sell for anything. So, a couple of unsuccessful jobs like that. And then, this is again me being made redundant twice in 18 months. I literally couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
I went back to CV, to Lidl, to Aldi, all these big shops, because that was again, I've worked in shops for 10, 12, 15 years. I kind of know the role. So I wanted to do that. None of them came begging for me. So then I went, sod this, anything. Amazon driver.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. My car got taken off. My car got taken off me.
I did Amazon driving as well.
I know you did.
That's one of them ones I did.
But I couldn't because I didn't have a car.
Terrible.
So my car got taken off me, all this, that and the other. Still in debt now from it. COVID, thank you. And just at Indeed.com, just met everyone, just put my CV to everywhere, to everything. And then one guy rang up, do you still want to be a pizza delivery driver? In my head, I thought, well, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But my mouth went, of course. Yeah. Of course I do.
Why wouldn't I?
And he went,
free food.
And he said, yeah, I said, do you have the right number? And so I went down there. It was that night. And again, a couple of hours. And at the end, he just went, like, let's count your receipts and let's count the money. And, well, I'll show you how to, you know, do your banking sort of thing. And he showed me and then slipped 15 quid my way and went, I don't need another driver. And honestly, that's because I've been through that. Yeah, that's all I could do. I was just laughing all the way home, going, you know, again ringing Faye, going, you'll never guess what. I can't even get a job as a delivering. So when I'm saying like things like I can't get a job, well, try delivering. I did. Yeah, and I couldn't get
done that and it didn't stick.
Try this. I did, and I couldn't do that. So and then you messaged me and went, come back to Excise for Less. It's no longer that. It's another chain now. It's completely different. There's different staff and whatever. And I give it a shot. This would come out of lockdown now. Yeah. And I went there and I didn't do kind of rent. I did hours. And again, trying to sell yourself as a PT when you've just been witness taking the rubbish out.
It didn't go very well, did it?
Putting the rubbish out and then jumping back on the gym floor and go, right, you're doing that wrong.
Yeah.
What? You've just taken it. You've still got a banana in your hand. But I got a couple of clients, and I could thought I'd blag that one all right. Just been paid, yes. Second lockdown, and she messaged straight away, "Can I have a refund?" I was like, and then I got this message. It went bing, Facebook message, and it was this guy who I used to work with 15, 20 years ago. From time of recording, and I didn't have the mental capacity to open that. I thought you can sort of thing. It was just
not right now.
Yeah,
now's not the time.
He's a nice guy, but just like I honestly can't talk to anyone at the minute. Not even you, I don't think.
No, we didn't talk to each other for a little while.
And then finally, because second lockdown, has been and had a look, and I opened the message, and it went, do you still do your fitness stuff? And again, all this time through pizza delivery, through things, I've been trying to do this online thing, trying to get this going. Do you still do your fitness stuff? I've got this opportunity for you. Ding ding, ears pricked up. Yeah. Oh, what's this? And then he was the manager up here at the time. He's not now. He was the manager at the time of, what do you call it? A shopping centre, kind of shopping precinct sort of thing,
mall type thing,
outdoor shopping precinct. Yeah, he was a manager of that, and he went, "I've got this opportunity for you." Went and had a look, and it was meant to be like this 3-month sort of
pop-up thing, wasn't it? It wasn't a full,
3-month
no commitment
fitness pop-up thing.
It's just,
do you want for me to probably hand out leaflets or whatever? Do you want to try this? Fitness classes were starting to get into this. Because he wanted, and fair play to him, he wanted all these independent things, didn't he?
Yeah, it was really, his idea was quite good down there, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, his idea was get all these independent shops down and get all this independent work for the Northeast. And then I said to you, I don't know how we got into it, but I was just like, I've got this thing, like, and then you said, I think I might have persuaded you to try something with me.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen at first.
But then you went, then you had a look and you thought, if we're going to have a go at this, let's have a go. Let's not just do it 3 months.
All in or nothing, wasn't it?
All or nothing, let's just try this.
Yeah.
And that was the start of our empire.
What we do now, yes. And if you don't know, you have to wait for another episode for that. We haven't got time today to talk about that one now. But we will get into that one, I think. We'll tell people that as well.
So that's what we've done for work.
What have you done?
What is it?
What would you like to do?
It's been alright, isn't it?
That's quite in-depth on some of the jobs. People
get to know us.
Will know us a lot better now, I think, from that. I still haven't listed half the jobs that I've done because I was literally from the age of 16 to now 45 coming up. This last 5 years has been the most steady for me kind of thing, I think, in jobs.
Yeah.
I've had a job nearly every year or 2 years.
On your CV.
I would change my jobs, yeah. And I'll still go past places now and go, oh, I used to work there, that used to be blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, I used to work there.
We'll have to do a work too.
Honestly, I think, list them. Just list every place you've been. That would take an hour.
Or even like that where I wasn't in work and I did an interview and it was just like the guy at the other end of the table was that arrogant. Because again, growing up, I've not been in drinking, I've not been into this, I've not been into that. I've just been, and I'm not very academic. Yeah. Again, we'll probably come into that. But I try to, if I like to learn things, if I want to learn things, I'll teach myself.
You'll find out.
So I wanted to learn body language. So I delved into that a little bit.
Yeah.
So this guy sat at the end of the table and I knew his body language was, come and have a go then. Let's have see what you've got.
Yeah.
It was laid back, arms crossed behind his head, sort of this sort of thing. And his arms crossed along his lap. One leg was across along.
Right, yeah, I'm with you.
His legs were crossed, and it was like, I'm the manager here. See if you can impress me, sort of thing. Yeah. Which is what I suppose an interview is for.
Yeah, but still,
when you've got that arrogance, I don't want to work for you. I don't want to work for you. So, and that was at. It was kind of like selling fitness equipment.
Right.
That one was, and I think I've said to you that I want to toy with the idea of bringing him down, saying, right, can you kit the gym out, please? And then him going, oh, yeah. And then at the end going, nah.
Oh, I was going the other way. Just do it. Yeah. For free. We're not going to pay for it.
So, I think we'll have to do a work too.
Yeah, we'll actually go on to that because I've got loads more.
So, comment below.
Like and share this with your friends as well, please.
Yeah. So, let's have a little ring. Chuck Norris.
Don't know if that went. Don't know if that worked or not there, but yeah.
So let's do your Chuck Norris.
Let's get on with Chuck Norris time.
I'll do a fact.
Oh, what's your going to do the fact first?
Because I haven't got one yet.
He hasn't got one. He's not ready, is he? So, you know how you can write your name in snow when you have a wee? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris can write his name into concrete when he has one. That's how powerful. If you didn't get it, that's how powerful his wee is. Yeah.
His urine stream.
My goodness me. Some of these are pretty bad, to be honest. But I do like that. I don't know if I've done this before. Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle. That's one of my favourites. I
like how you come alive during this segment.
I do, don't I? This is a good one. You gotta like this. I'm only gonna do 3. I might do 4. Oh. We'll see. There's probably another one I'll find and I scroll through them. But once a cobra bit Chuck Norris's leg, and after 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra finally died. Isn't that good?
Good grief.
I've done that. The 2 stones with 1 bird was very good. I like that. Chuck Norris can make onions cry when he cuts them.
Oh dear.
Anyway, yeah. Not too good this week, are they?
Well, I haven't got a fact because I'm very unprepared.
Oh, look at this.
Go on then.
Final one. Chuck Norris can drown a fish. That's how hard he is.
Drowned. I like that.
Drown or drowned?
Drown.
Anyway.
Fact. I'm going to have to Google it. I'm very sorry. Fact, Liverpool.
Liverpool facts. Let's go. Give us a fact on Liverpool.
Fact site.
While he's looking, Chuck Norris is the reason why Waldo is still hiding.
Fact. That's right. If you goodness
me. What a mess he's made of this bit, hasn't he?
Oh, well, I can't pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
Back when dinosaurs existed, there used to be volcanoes that were erupting on the moon. Is that a fact? I don't know that.
Is it? So, doesn't sound like you were too confident with it either.
If a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, their offspring is called a pizzly bear.
Is that a real fact? Is that true?
I do like this one. I've heard this before, so I think I know it's a fact. What?
Mm-hmm.
In 2006, a Coca-Cola employee offered to sell Coca-Cola secrets to Pepsi. Pepsi responded by notifying Coca-Cola. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's quite good.
You think you'd steal that, wouldn't you, though? And do...
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe was allergic to his Harry Potter glasses.
How do you wear them then?
A single strand of spaghetti. Do you know what it's called?
Go on.
A spaghetto.
That's what rubbish, isn't it?
Oh.
A fact though, isn't it? Yeah.
So there. Oh, good grief.
Go on.
Right. You've got encouraging and relatable. But before we do that, so please subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're on anywhere where you get your podcasts.
Yep. Any platform that is possible.
Any platform of surrender. That's not the tune.
No. Anyway, we've all been there, haven't we? Red-faced, wishing we could disappear after an awkward moment. But guess what? Now it's your chance to turn that horror into humour. Send us your funniest, cringiest, most jaw-droppingly embarrassing moments at flappinggumshow@gmail.com and let's laugh about it together. It's anonymous, it's therapeutic, and hey, you might just make someone else feel a little bit better about their own disasters, mightn't you? Pet. Making your pet.
Isn't that good?
All right,
I like that. Thank you very much for listening and or watching. And
we look forward to hearing from you and your work-related stories.
We'll do that.
Has anything funny happened to you at work? Tell us that as well.
We'll do a little comments thing as well, because I've had a few comments on the videos, which I quite like. So we'll do a little short video saying all the comments.
On the comments. Check out the shorts. I'm not wearing any right now. I'm wearing
check out my shorts
right now. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time.
Ta-ra.
Sayonara.
Sign off.